Oh, hi, I'm live. Hello. Hey, everybody. Okay, I'm a little bit early, I think. Yes, I am by a couple of minutes, but well, there's a reason for that. The reason is it is thundering and carrying on and everything else here, and has been for a little while. And I just keep thinking we are going to lose electricity. And I thought, crack of 7:30, as soon as I push the go live button, we are going to lose electricity. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'm ready. Maybe if I push the go live button a little early, hi Connie, I'll fool it and we won't lose electricity. So, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just kind of waiting for the electricity to go out because if it does, I lose Wi Fi. And if I lose Wi Fi, I lose you. So, folks, hi, Susie. It was really carrying on there for a minute, but it kind of has backed off again. So maybe we'll be good. Maybe nothing will happen. Won't that be nice? I've been holding my breath for like the last hour waiting for it to go out. Just because it comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. And I did hear that there were a lot of people that were without electricity earlier, but I think that was more of around Allentown. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? I guess we'll figure it out though as we go. So what's happening? Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you two guys tomorrow, Connie and Susie. It looks like the weather's going to be nice. It should be a good day. It's supposed to cool down a little bit. So, and I love it when we say 80 degrees cooling down. Yeah, but we'll see, right? It at least it won't be raining. Yeah, looking forward to it, right? Hi, Brenda. How are you? So, oh, let's see. What else is happening? I can get that stuff over with. I got on a little early. Yeah. I got on a little early tonight because I was worried about the electricity going out. And I thought I could just kind of let people know if let people know that I'm here, but maybe I won't be. I guess we'll just wait and see, right? So let's see. I'm putting some more names. I got some more names to put in my little box of tricks here. Hi, Carol. It's pouring there. Yeah, it was just pouring here, but I think that it stopped. Uh, It was like, oh, it was thundering so much though. It was really. I thought, man, if I go live now, nobody's gonna be able to hear me through the thunder. But yeah, it seems to have backed off some. Okay, guys, I got to show you my new buddy here. This is my new buddy. This is Lorenzo. Can you see him? He is a dollhouse chef. And the reason I got him is because years ago I was at a dollhouse show this past weekend, Sunday, in Allentown, and I saw him and he just jumped out at me and said, "Hey, I need to go home with you." And a couple of years ago, I built a miniature shop. It was a kitchen shop because over the years I had collected a whole bunch of kitchen utensils and gizmos and gadgets, all in miniature, and I too much for a kitchen. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna just try and see if I can make a box or something that's just a kitchen shop. And so that's what it is. And it's all full of little miniature stuff. And Lorenzo is going to be my new shopkeeper. But I thought I'd bring him up here for a little while. I'm going to be working on another house for a while up here. So, yeah, I don't have enough to do, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Oh my gosh, we're halfway through July already. Unbelievable. Next Wednesday, the 24th, is the fourth Wednesday in July. So I will be at the Warnersville Public Library in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, 1 until 3 or so. So stop by and see me. I'd love to see you. And then the following week is in August. Unbelievable. August 7th. I will be back at Warnersville, but that one will be in the evening. That will be from 5 to 7. So, like I said, all my stuff is going to be in Warnersville from now on. Down in the basement, you just go in the front door and stop at the desk and tell them what you're here for, and they'll show you where the stairs are to get downstairs. If you happen to run into me, I'll take it down in the elevator because I always have a lot of junk to carry, and so I take the elevator instead of the stairs. Let's see what else. I don't. There's not a whole lot. Well, there is. There's a couple things going on. Stampin' Up is doing bonus days. That means that every $50 that you spend this month, you get a $5 coupon for next month. You can use that $5 coupon to spend next month. Um, some online exclusives. There's some new things that came out with the online exclusives. There's a Halloween thing. There's leaves. There's Christmas stuff. I showed you a Christmas thing last week when we did Christmas in July. But tonight, you know what? We're getting back to summer. I have been wanting to use this set. And I keep saying I have so many stamp sets that I buy because I love them. And then I never use them. And so this time around with this new annual catalog and stuff, I am trying really hard to use all the stamp sets that I get. I'm doing pretty good, actually. So tonight we're going to do Seaside Wishes. I really like this stamp set. It's very pretty. And it has a hybrid embossing folder, which some people don't know what that means. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it's for, what it does. And before we go there, I got my little box of tricks. So anybody who is watching this sort of replay or watching it on YouTube, hello, by the way, or watching it in any other way, and during the week or something like that, um, I just want to quick tell you what this is. This box here, this box, if you comment anytime tonight, during the week, on YouTube, anytime, anywhere. Hi, Kathy. Oh, Kathy, you know what? I didn't get your name. I'm putting your name in right now because you commented last week. Okay, so anybody who comments over the course of the week gets their name put in this box. And now I'm going to draw a name out of the box. And whoever's name I draw out of the box wins tonight's card, or one of tonight's cards. And I will mail it to you or deliver it to you somehow or whatever we need to do. I will do. So, Randy, your fingers are crossed. Guess what? I still have one for you from I don't know when. I'm bringing it tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Let's see who we got. We have Connie. Connie, you got tonight's card. And let me write that down real quick so that I mark the card and I will bring yours tomorrow too. Today is what, the 17th? Okay. So keep commenting and make sure that you comment, make sure you say hi, tell me that you're here. And let's see. Share by sight. Don't forget to do that. Brenda, you've been doing that a lot lately. I do appreciate it too. Thank you. Okay, let's get moving here. I'm going to have to show you a couple of different things tonight. And I think I'm going to cut myself off so that I can show you full screen. There we go. Now, these are the cards we're doing. We're going to do this one first because it's the easier of the two. And then we're going to do this one. Actually, they're both pretty easy. But there's a lot of complications to do that, to doing them, a lot of techniques. And I am going to show you those techniques as we go. Some of you already know all this stuff, but some of you are new and new to my show and my stuff, the stuff that I do. So let's have at it. Let's see, who do we have? We have everybody, all the usual suspects except Linda. Linda's not here. I wonder where Linda's at. I'll have to see what she's up to. She'll probably catch us later. Okay, anyway, let's get started with this one. And what I want to show you is what a hybrid embossing folder is, in case you don't already know. Now, the Seaside Wishes embossing folder is one of those. So you get your embossing folder and you get dies. And you get a whole pack of dies with all different kinds of dies. But there's one, gosh, where did I put the whole set? Be right back. Okay. Oh, geez. I have them all sitting over here because I was using them. Okay, so you get your dies, and there's a whole lot of dies with it, with the set. And this really big one is one of them. And you are going to need that really big one when you're doing the hybrid embossing. Now, the hybrid embossing folder works just like any other embossing folder. If you run it through, it looks like this, okay? See the sand dollars and bubbles, all that stuff. So you run it through just with a piece of paper. That's what you're going to get. Okay, that's your embossed image from this embossing folder. Now, if you like these sand dollars and you want just the sand dollars, but you want them embossed, normally you would have had to run them through the embossing thing and then run them through dies. But the hybrid embossing folder lets you take that really big die. Oh, I'm missing Karen too. We're going to use this really big die. We're going to take our hybrid embossing folder. We're going to see where the dies fit the best. Okay, and that's the wrong side. So if you put them on the right side, they fit just right. So you're going to take it and make sure your cutting edge, that's the raised edge, is up. Then you put your piece of paper in here over top of the dies, and the dies, close it up. Now this would not be embossed. This will be just a plain piece of paper that you would put in here. Run it through your embossing folder, and out comes your die cut pieces. 1, 2, 3. Cool, right? Isn't that neat? So, and look at them. They're embossed and they're cut. Now, Stampin'Up has this one right now, and they also have one with leaves for fall, and that's in the online exclusives. And in the past, they have done quite a few of these that I have really liked some of them. They've really done a nice job of cutting just the right things, just the kind of things that you say, oh, that would be great if it was cut. Okay, so I'm grabbing one of my magnetic sheets here so that I can put these dies back on this as I'm using them, because I have used, and I wanted to just show you all of the ones that I used. So I have them out and sitting here. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is I cut out a bunch of them and don't tell me. Oh, here they are. Jeez. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so then there's some other dies with this set. There's some seaweed type things, these, and there are starfish, and then there are our sand dollars. First thing I did, the base is basic beige. Next thing I did was I cut a piece of the wood grain. This is, I think, Pool Party. Yeah, Pool Party. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to glue it right on here. This is from the Country Wood uh, pack of paper. This is in the annual catalog. And it's, it's the set that goes with the birdhouses. And there are some really nice wood grains in that, if you like the wood grains, which I do. Well, hi, Barb, watching from Omaha today. Ooh, heading home on Friday. Kathy, I love the sand dollars too. They're so pretty. And I'm going to show you how to do some really cool things with these actually right now. So set that aside because you're not going to need it for a few minutes anyway. What we're going to do here, we're going to take our sand dollars first. And I'm going to use crumb cake and Whisper White. Now, a lot of people don't even know that Stampin' Up! Makes a white. This is Whisper White. When you get this, it comes, you get a blank pad. Okay, so the inside of it, there is nothing there. And then you get a bottle of re-inker in white, and you ink it when you need to use it. So, because the ink is real thick and it's weird, it's just a weird ink. And so I don't even ink the whole thing. I just put some in the middle where I want to use it when you want to use it. But I don't use it all that often. But sometimes it's just adds an accent. So what I'm going to do with that right now is I'm taking a sponge, just a plain old sponge, and I'm going to dabble it, dip it in here a little bit, just get a little white, and I'm just going to kind of do the edges. Now you can't really see this on the camera, I don't think, but I can see it here. And I'm only doing it because a sand dollar for real is usually kind of darker in the center and lighter on the outside. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it dark in the center, light on the outside. But I don't want it pure white. I just want it shaded a little bit. I don't know if you can see that white or not. Probably can't. So what's happening in Omaha, Bar? Are you having we're having thunderstorms, hellacious thunderstorms here. Um, I think Omaha is pretty flat, but you get what, tornado? Or I guess they get tornadoes there or stuff. So, ugh, what kind of weather you having? So now I'm going to take my crumb cake, and I'm going to take a dauber, and I'm just going to get a teeny tiny little bit of crumb cake and put it in the center to bring out this little sand dollar shape. So now I have the crumb cake in the middle and the white on the outside, and it's just kind of all blends together. And I think it just makes the sand dollar look more real. Now I'll show you the other card that we're doing. I used I did this with Oli Espresso and it got too dark. That's why I'm using crumb cake. And then I'm going over it even a little bit with the white, just because I just want it shaded. I don't want it very dark. And I just keep seeming to get too much on it, getting it too dark. So there we go. I put a little more white on there to kind of lighten that up. No storms here, just humid. Yeah, it's really humid here too. It's like can't see the, you can't see 2 feet in front of you through the fog of humidity. It's crazy. So that's what we're doing with the crumb cake, and that's it. And that's all we need to wait for. Now I'm going to show you another trick. This, these dye, this seaweed, I cut these out of early espresso. However, this is something that I use a lot, and I know that I have given a lot of people a bottle of this. If you don't have it, oh, please get it. I use it so much. I love it. Here it is. It is called All Purpose Ink Frost White. Stampin' Up! Used to sell this, and then for some reason they stopped selling it. When they stopped selling it, I was frantic because I was using it so much. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? And I bought a lot. I bought as much as I could get from them. And then I found out that Amazon has it. Yep, if all else fails. The company is Sukineko. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. But if I haven't gotten you any of this, and if you can't find it, let me know and I can get some more from Amazon because I'm due to order some anyway. This was my last bottle. And I have 5 or 6 bottles. I use it a lot. Okay, so at Christmas time, I mix this in one of our spritzers with alcohol and mist my cards, and it gives them a shimmer. And for this card, I hope you can see this. Okay, what I did is before I cut this out, I just took some of this, put it on a sponge, just a little, okay, and then just kind of swirl it around on the paper. And let it dry. Now, I did this ahead of time because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch it dry, but that's what it ended up looking like. So now it makes the paper all shimmery. You could do this another way too. I'll tell you about that then. But see, it makes the paper shimmery, but it keeps that brown. Okay, so then I die cut. These are the dies. I die cut these two shapes out of that shimmery paper. And that's what they look like. But you can see they are dark brown on the back. Okay. And I don't know why, but this card just lends itself to glitz and and sparkles. It just needs to sparkle. So that's why I did this. Okay, the other way you can do it is you can die cut it out of brown, and that's how I did these. Die cut it out of brown first, just plain brown. Then get your this on your sponge and just dab it on like that. Um, it's just not quite as messy doing it this way. It's just a little more time consuming because you have to wait for this to dry before you can run it through. Because if you don't, and believe me, I did this. If you don't have it dry enough and you're running through these teeny tiny little holes that are in here, don't want to come out. So make sure it's good and dry before you do anything with it. Okay, so those are my tips for today on the white whisper white ink paint. Yeah, whisper white pad, using it to help with shading and using this frost white stuff. This is just the best. I love this stuff. Okay, so now what we're going to do, what I did is ahead of time I cut out, I had my 3 sand dollars, which you saw how we did that. I have these die cut and frosted. And then I cut some starfish out of gold paper. I used this gold And I honestly am sorry I can't remember what it's called, but it's in the catalog. Okay, it's two-tone gold. It's very pretty. And so I cut a big starfish and a little starfish out of that. And now we're just going to assemble the card. No, we're not, because before we assemble the card, everything is done with basic beige. And I'm going to do a greeting. I used for the greeting, and I use this one, each one. The new punch that comes, you could get either the die or the punch. And I get the punch, it's here. And this is just a pretty easy all-purpose punch to use. Now, when I punch something like this out, I stamp it first, then punch it. And for this particular one, I use the Unbounded Love. Wow, everything started moving. It's not blowing. Oh, jeez. I'm knocking things all over the place. Okay, Unbounded Love has a happy birthday stamp that has a nice font, and I decided to use that. And Pool Party, because this is Pool Party. So now that I've finished wrecking things, stamp that. I'm getting in the habit of putting things away right away because I was starting to lose things a lot. And I found that if I put them away right away, I don't lose them. Imagine that. Okay. And then just punch that. Something that I like to do whenever I use a punch for something like this is to take a dauber again and just get a little ink on it and go along the edges of your item that you have. I'm sorry, I went off. I keep going out of camera range. I'm not doing that on purpose. So I just go along the outside edge just to make it emphasize it a little bit. And the daubers, I just clean with my chamois. See that? If you just rub that over top of it, it gets it really nice and clean. I leave it sit there to dry for a minute. I reuse them over and over again. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. I took my big shell and the medium-sized shell and the small shell. Took the seaweed kind of thing. I don't know what that is supposed to be, but there it is. This over here, comment. Birthday will go there. The starfish is there. And another starfish down here. How's that? Pretty good, huh? Okay, so that's my layout. Now I'm going to just take everything off again, except for those brown things. I'm going to leave them on because I'm going to glue them on first because they're going on the bottom. I kind of want them where I have them. So, I sort of know where that's supposed to go now. And I'm going to use my little glue gun here. I'm going to just put a little glue here and there, little dabbles of it. And then I am going to, once I have it down, I'm putting it right about there. Once I have it down, I'm going to put a block on top of it to hold it down until it dries. Give it a minute to dry. And do the same thing with the little one. A couple little bits of glue here and there. and put it down here. Put a block on it to let it dry. Give it just give it a minute. While that's drying, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my sand dollars. I'm sure you guys all know this, but economize on these silly dimensionals. Because then that leaves more money to spend on stamps. Right? Okay, let's put, we should be good now. We'll start with the big one. Now I'll tell you another little secret here. When I was putting this sample together, this was the one that I learned that you have to make sure this sparkle stuff is good and dry before you cut it out. And so what happened was I cut it out, and a whole lot of this stuff stayed closed. It just wouldn't come. I ran it through like 3 times, and it still just wouldn't come out. So I ended up poking it real hard, and I ripped it, and so I tucked it in underneath there, and you can't see anywhere. So when you screw up like that, fix it somehow. You'll never know. Like I said, it's underneath this dollar. You never know. Now this one is going to go over here. And what you can do is you can put your dimensionals down toward the bottom and then just put a little glue on the edge of this so it sticks to that. And the last one, same. If you want to stick some glue on it, you can. You don't have to. Put it down there. Down my starfish. And happy birthday. Happy birthday's next. That's going to go toward the dimensionals are going to go toward the top. Wow, I just stuck 3 of them on there at once. And then I'm going to stick a little glue down at the bottom because that's going to go on top of that. Little sort of. Oh, I did that upside down. Darn it. Okay, folks. I'm not gonna try and use these. I'm gonna pitch them, but they need to go at the top. And glue needs to go on the bottom. Fixed. And I just kind of put that at a little angle. And then it sticks to the sand dollar and it still stays raised a little bit. This one here, if that starfish is going to kind of stick, I'm going to stick a little dimensional, one of the minis. I have them here somewhere. Yep, here they are. Just stick a mini one right in the center of that. I'm also going to stick a mini one in the center of this. So did you see Joey today? Oh, he was so funny. He was outside and he was just loving it. He loves being outside. And then all of a sudden it got so nasty. The clouds came out, the it just got ugly. And there I am. I'm trying to take his picture. I was trying to get him to go in the garden so I could take a picture of him with the flowers and stuff in the background. And he would not move. He just stood there on that sidewalk giving me the dirtiest looks like, let's go. It is going to start raining. I'm going to get wet and I am not going to like you. I could just tell that was what he was thinking. He just really was upset. So I snapped his picture right then and there. And there's our other starfish. Okay, that one's pretty dry. There we go. That's number one. Now, number two isn't real different from that. Um, but it is a little different. This one I put a lot of layers on. And I wasn't real sure if I was glad I did that or not, but it worked. Okay, so for this one, and I used a lot of the cutouts, we have our standard base. Thanks, Connie. We have our standard base, and we are going to first put a layer of brown early espresso. That layer is our 4 by 5 1/4. We step down 1/4 inch, and I use this in color Summer Splash for my next layer. So it is 5 by 3 3/4. And I kind of put it off to the side a little bit. And then I took my hybrid embossing folder, embossed a piece of basic beige, and I'm going to put that piece right there. Now this piece is, oh, let's see, it's another one down. It is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Now let me show you something. What I did here on this one, I did some brown in there. I used the early espresso for my shading, and I don't like it. So don't use early espresso. It's too dark, I think. I don't like the way it looks. Also, I used it in this background piece, and I don't think it needs to be on the background piece. So just put it on like this. Oh, and the other thing, I ripped the corners. Well, I did that on purpose, just to add a little interest. You can do that or not if you like. I know I did that for a class though one time, and the ladies in the class hated it. They said it looks shabby, it doesn't look right. It's meant to look shabby, but they didn't like the way it looked. So I'm going to do this one without ripping the corners. It's an option if you try to make this card. Just curl them up a little bit and tear them. That's all there is to it. Okay, now we cut out all these different shapes. I cut out all these different shapes. This is seaweed. Okay, I cut that out of the Summer Splash. I have my two pieces here that I cut out, and I used the shimmer on them, the brown. Then I took Calypso Coral and I stamped the starfish, and then I cut them out. And something that I learned about that I want to show you before we move ahead is the starfish is acrylic, of course, and it is the photopolymer, and it moves, it stretches, it's pliable, it does all kinds of weird things. So you put it on a block, it could be in a totally different shape than your die. Now you're going to die cut this, and you might have stretched it out of shape. So my warning to you is be very careful. First of all, don't stretch it. Just put it down on your block, but check it. Get your die. and make sure that it's gonna go where you want it to go. So now you're gonna stamp it, and then you're gonna put your die on it, and your die is gonna, and then this doesn't, it doesn't match, it moved. So I just put it together, and then, okay, so like that's how it works. And now put that on there. There, perfect. Okay, so that's what I did for this one. You can see this one is off. I think you can see that. I don't know. Maybe you can't see it so good on the monitor. Let me try and show you up close a little bit. You can kind of see how there's a lot of, it's just off. It doesn't belong like that. So I redid it, and I did it the way I just showed you, made sure that it matched up, and that looks a whole lot better. And same with the little star, it's the same way. It moves. It, when you put it down. There, we're back. Okay, okay. I got your messages, and it looks like we're back. Okay, everything's okay now. You can see me? You can hear me? Everything's good. Okay, thanks, Connie. Okay, where was I? Let's see. I don't know what happened or why it happened, but anyway, so I'm putting these pieces on now. I'm just going to use my. It was funny because I looked up to see if I was still on this page, if you could see what I was doing. And I looked up and it said, oops. It did. It said, oops, something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong. Maybe, I don't know. No idea. Okay. Block. Put a block on top. Hold it down while it dries. I also, on this particular card, used Wink of Stella besides my shimmer on these brown things. I used some Wink of Stella on like the seaweed and just some random places to shine it up a little bit because I don't know, for some reason, I just felt like it needed glimmer. I really don't know why. Yes to both. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So again, I have my sand dollars and I'm going to use a crumb cake. I'm going to just put a little in the center. Kind of blend it out. I'm going to use my Whisper White here too because it just is just still too brown. I'm not sure that's the lightest brown that we have right at the moment. And I guess I just used too heavy of a hand. But that's okay because this Whisper White will mute that down a little bit and it will also add some, make it a little whiter on the outside edge. Okay, that, yeah, see, that works. You hardly even notice the white. It just adds shade. It comes in handy. The Whisper White comes in handy from time to time for just for funny things. You just wouldn't expect it. But I know I got it. I got it to do a chalkboard thing for Christmas. A Christmas card with a chalkboard effect. And I've been using it ever since. And I kind of like it has its purpose. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Now, well, I'll wait till I have it together to put on the Lake Estella. I put the bigger one toward the bottom, the littler one up a little higher. And again, they go on dimensionals. I have gone through 3 packs of dimensionals this week. I am really using these buggers. Okay, and the next thing we have our starfish. And the starfish, let's see, needs to go. I put 2 dimensionals on the starfish. One there, and then I put glue on 3 of them so that they kind of stick down. I have said this before, I'm sure. Um, I don't like when a piece like this, it has these arms. If you don't glue them down, they're going to get stuck when people try to put them in that envelope and they could rip off. And I would hate for that to happen to somebody when they're opening and enjoying the card and then it suddenly rips on them because it wasn't stuck on right. And then this little one can go pretty much anywhere you want to put it. Just needs 1 dimensional in the center. There. Then we take our happy birthday, or I used Calypso Coral for the starfish. So I'm using Calypso Coral for my greeting, just because it stands out. Now, the greeting that I used on this card, the sample, is your friendship is the best gift. And I think that's a pretty nice sentiment to send to a friend, don't you think? So we can stick with that, or we can go with a happy birthday. Um, and I think, honestly, I think for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and use the happy birthday again. I already put it away, but I'm going to get it back out. Do it in Calypso Coral. And I'm going to use the same punch again. And I'm also going to go along the outside edge of this with my coral. I used to have a hard time with this because I used to always manage to get a whole lot of it on the front of the label. I don't know why I had such trouble with it, because I've been doing it a lot lately and it's working fine. So I'm not sure what I was doing then, but that's ready to go. Cleaning off my plate. Ha, just realized that I was using a bigger punch than I was using before. I was using Label Me Fancy because it's a little bit smaller. But this one, yeah, this one looks okay. Okay. So once again, putting some glue at the top and the dimensionals at the bottom. So, what has everybody been doing to keep cool? I am like, I've been staying in the house, reading books, working on this stuff, doing a lot of this stuff. I'm not going outside if I can help it, like hardly at all. Yeah, that coral just kind of jazzes it up a little bit. Now, Stella, I just feel like this needs more zipping up. So I'm now using Link of Stella to color the starfish. And now I'm gonna put some sequins on here. And that'll add a little bit of glitz to it. put them right in the center of the sand dollars. That jazzes it up just enough. So there we are. Okay, like I said, these are fairly easy cards. The hardest part of this is there's a lot of die cutting. And once you die cut all your pieces and have everything ready to put together, it goes together fairly decently, and I think they look really nice. I used pretty much the same colors for both, just because I thought those were beachy colors. But I think they're a very nice summery looking card for anyone with a summer birthday. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I'm glad you enjoyed these cards. And I hope to see you again next week. Don't forget to comment if you're watching. And don't forget to like and don't forget to share. Thanks again. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good night. Brenda's putting her head in the freezer. I I just saw that. Oops. Okay. Somehow, wow. This is okay. I'm still here because this is like wigging out on me, and all of a sudden I'm reading all these comments. And Brenda's putting her head in the freezer. Susie's staying busy and staying inside. Okay. Good night, everybody.